this tutorial you will learn how to configure your organization's access to the Romanian Tax Authority, ANAF, for e-factura purposes. Receive e-factura invoices from ANAF. Upload e-factura invoices to ANAF. And view uploaded invoices and track their status. To achieve these goals, you will use Socrate Business Services, or SBS for short. More specifically, you will use a web application called SBS Portal. To learn more about Socrate Business Services, visit socrate.io. Let's start by signing in to the SBS portal at portal.socrate.io. Choose your preferred method of authentication. You can use an existing Google or Microsoft email address, or sign up for a new SBS account by clicking Sign in with Socrate.io. After signing in, select the SBS account, application, and tenant to which you have been given access, and then click Enter. The services to which you have access are displayed in the navigation menu on the left-hand side. In our case, they are Organizations, ROANAF, OAuth, and RO eFactura. The Demo Provider, Demo App, and Demo Company represent the SBS account, application, and tenant to which you have access. There are two configuration steps that you need to perform before you can use eFactura. Create the organization that will send and receive eFactura invoices, and authorize the organization with the Romanian Tax Authority, ANAF. You need to perform these steps only once. To work with eFactura, an organization entity must be created in SBS. Click Organizations. Click Add. To save an organization, at least the following fields must be entered: name, TIN, registration number, and country. When creating the organization, make sure to enter the tax identification number with which your organization is registered at ANAF. To send and receive invoices, your organization must be authorized to communicate with ANAF. Firstly, click ROANAF, OAuth. Observe the organization that is displayed in the drop-down list at the top of the page. This is the organization that was created previously. However, in some environments you might have access to multiple organization records, in which case you should first select the organization that you intend to authorize. Then click the eFactura tab. Click Request ANAF Authorization. Lastly, click the URL that has been generated, or copy and paste it into a new browser tab. You should now be redirected to the ANAF website for authentication. Make sure that you are able to sign in to the ANAF virtual private space at anaf.ro from your browser. And make sure that you are using a browser other than Mozilla Firefox, since the latter is not supported by ANAF. After completing the authorization process with ANAF, refresh the grid by clicking the Refresh button. You should see a new authorization record appear in the grid. You have now finished configuring eFactura and can proceed to uploading and receiving invoices. Your organization will start receiving invoices from suppliers several minutes after it has been authorized. The exact duration of time to wait before you can see incoming invoices depends on the amount of data that must be fetched from ANAF. To view all the inbound invoices for your organization, click RO eFactura from the left-hand side navigation menu. If your organization has already been authorized like we did earlier, all incoming invoices should appear in the Inbound Invoices tab. In this tutorial, we are working with one organization only, the one that was authorized earlier, Demo Organization. In environments where you have access to multiple organizations, you should first select the organization that you intend to work with. By default, only invoices uploaded starting with the 1st of the current month up to today are shown. To view invoices uploaded earlier, use the calendar picker and select a different date interval. To view the full details of an invoice, click the Request ID column of the respective invoice. All the invoice details are displayed in a dialog box. To download the invoice in PDF, XML, or zip format, click the respective icon on the dialog box. You may search, sort, and filter invoices on the grid. For example, you may filter invoices by the supplier TIN. Searching, sorting, and filtering affects only those invoices that are currently loaded into the grid. To load invoices for a different date range, use the date picker available at the top of the grid. The last column of the grid displays the actual invoice files, namely, the invoice in PDF format, the invoice in XML format, and the zip archive signed by an F. Click the icon of interest to download the respective file format. Some invoices may have attachments, in which case they display a paperclip button. Click the paperclip button to view and download the respective attachment files. One of the features available in the SBS portal is the ability to send short text notifications to the organization that issued the invoice, tracked through the ANAF systems. To send an official text notification to the invoice issuer, click the first column on the grid to open the details dialog box of the respective invoice. Click the Notifications tab. Click Add. Then enter the text of the notification and click Send. Note that the text of the notification must not exceed 4,000 characters. You can export all incoming invoice data to CSV format. You can choose to export to CSV either a single invoice or multiple invoices. After export, one CSV row will be created for each invoice line. Data that is applicable to the whole invoice, such as invoice totals or address-related values, will be repeated for each line. To export invoice data to CSV, select from the grid all the invoices whose data must be exported. Then click Export to CSV. If you selected multiple invoices, be patient while the CSV file is being generated and the browser completes the CSV file download. The exported CSV file includes the date and time when it was created in the file name. From the SBS portal, you can upload single or multiple invoice files to ANAF and track their acceptance status, which may be signed or rejected. By now, you may be asking yourself the question, how and where do you actually create the invoices? The answer is, it depends on the ERP system that your company is using. To put it differently, various companies may be using various tools to create eFactura invoices. It is important to mention that the Socrate Business Services also supports creating invoices programmatically by calling the API. However, in this tutorial we are not going to dive into the technical aspects of creating an invoice programmatically. For now, it is worth mentioning that you can upload invoices from the SBS portal as long as they are in XML format and follow the UBL 2.1 syntax. Let's now upload several invoices. Click the Upload Invoices tab. Click Select the invoice XML files and browse for the actual XML files located on your computer drive. You may select either a single invoice or multiple invoice files from your file system. Of course, the upload operation will take longer if you select a large number of files. Once you confirm your selection, the selected invoices are automatically validated by SBS and the validation outcome is displayed in the grid. Any problems encountered at this stage are reported in the grid. If there are validation errors, you will need to fix the reported errors in your invoice generating system, recreate the invoice XML and then try again. The invoice validation errors are the same as reported by the official ANF validator tool available at anaf.ro/uploadxmi. To remove any invoices from the grid, click the Remove button of the respective invoice. When you are ready to upload all the invoices, click Upload to ANAF. The invoice status should now change. This concludes the upload part of this tutorial. You can now proceed to monitoring the status of uploaded invoices. You will learn how to do this in the next part of this tutorial. Any invoices uploaded by your organization to ANAF appear in the Outbound Invoices tab. By default, the grid displays all outbound invoices starting with the first of the current month up to today. To retrieve outbound invoices for a different date range, use the calendar picker available in the upper left corner of the grid. From the moment it was created and up to the moment it is accepted and signed by ANAF, an invoice may go through several stages. Initially, the status of an invoice is created or uploaded. The status created means that an invoice was created in SBS but it hasn't been uploaded yet to ANAF. This is typically the case for invoices created programmatically through API. The status uploaded means that an already created invoice has been uploaded to ANAF but doesn't have a resolution yet. Note that the status uploaded typically lasts only a few minutes. You should allow at least 5 minutes for the invoices to be processed by ANAF with some outcome. Upon successful processing, the invoice status will change to signed. In the event that some validation errors are encountered, the status of the invoice becomes rejected. This may be the case, for example, if the TIN of the organization that you authorized with ANAF is not the same as the TIN of the supplier organization which appears on the uploaded invoice. To view the rejection reason in case of rejected invoices, click the invoice number on the outbound invoices grid. This opens the Invoice Details dialog box where you can have a look at the Messages tab for any errors. If the invoice has status rejected, the Message tab should contain the error message as returned from ANAF. To view full details about an invoice, click the Invoice Number column of the respective invoice. All the invoice details are displayed in a dialog box. The Outbound Invoices grid provides the same searching, sorting, and filtering capabilities as the Inbound Invoices grid. For example, you can filter invoices by their status. If the invoice customer organization sent an invoice-related notification to your organization, you can view such notifications in the SBS portal as follows. Sort or filter all outbound invoices by the column that displays the bell icon. Invoices that have notifications will display a bell icon on the grid. Click the Invoice ID to open a dialog box with full invoice details. Click the Notifications tab to view the actual notification. The Messages tab displays a list of messages as provided by ANAF in real time. This is the same information that you see when you are signed into ANAF Virtual Private Space. A message indicates that some event was registered by ANAF. For example, an invoice has been uploaded to ANAF or received from ANAF. An invoice has been rejected by ANAF due to errors. Or a notification concerning some invoice was sent or received. The Type column indicates the actual kind of event that took place. By default, the grid shows messages starting with the first of the current month. Use the calendar picker to load earlier messages. Note, however, that you can load messages from the past 60 days only, which is the current limit set by ANAF. This concludes the Socrate Business Services eFactura tutorial. For more information, visit socrate.io.